have to say I'm kind of confused about being on this video because I think Michael Steinhardt is a colossal failure. I mean, sure, he's had incredible, unparalleled success in service and in business, but he's failed. He's told me for now about a decade that he was going to find my beshert. And here I am, mayor of this big city and single. So Mike, get to work. If you really want to be a successful person, turn around right now. Start talking to people, networking. My mom would make you an even richer man.
Michael, no doubt there have been many very moving tributes, but after a certain point, all these tributes start sounding the same. So I'm going to do a little different thing than anybody else has done. Something that'll really entertain you, which is I'm going to do a striptease. So there can be a little music now, and only kidding, I'm not going to do a striptease.
Look, I love Michael. I love him. I love the man. It's not just that he's my partner. Whatever Michael does, he does with full heart, and he does it with full imagination and passion.
We are lucky, the Birthright Israel is lucky, the Jewish people is lucky that we have somebody like Michael Steinhardt that doesn't accept anything. You know, that the name Israel is a translation for the one who fights with God. I would say that you are Israel because you fight everything, every convention, every common wisdom, and you uncover any potential beginning of a new journey for the Jewish people for the 21st century.
So I have to say, I will never forget coming out to Bedford and seeing Mike's home. And it was just incredible to walk across the grounds and see it full of young people who had such spirit, such energy, such hope, and a vision of the world that in many ways was rooted and grounded in this incredible experience, all made possible by Michael Steinhardt.
The alumni community is a very, very important feature of the whole program. And I just want to recollect one of the exchanges that I had with one of the alumni groups that I was privileged to meet when we were actually talking about Michael. And I shared with them that Michael had complained to me very often that there are no Jewish role models. Today, contemporary Jewish life, we don't have role models. And I told the group that I begged to differ, that I thought that Michael himself was the Jewish role model in so many ways.
People talk about Michael as a visionary, and visionaries often tend to be very unpleasant people. Michael is a jewel of a human being. He's one of the kindest, most approachable, humblest people I've ever met. And that's a really rare combination. You find people who've been massively successful in business, and they're often really just unpleasant. Michael couldn't be more different than that. So it's that combination of wisdom and humility, which actually, real wisdom always is accompanied by humility, that makes Michael the one-of-a-kind man that he is.
I'm a big fan of Birthright, but in many respects, I think the Birthright efforts post the trip are even greater importance because it maintains the ties, it builds leadership, it will assure that the experience they had in Israel is only the first step in their long-term relationship with the Jewish community.
I've spoken here at Birthright events, at Birthright alumni events, and Birthright alum offers the opportunity for them to ask hard questions and get good answers.
Look, I spoke for the alumni community, and one of the things that was memorable for me about the evening was that the questions were really intelligent. People knew what they were talking about. They were engaged. They were concerned. There was a sense that a genuine community had developed, and it was a community of professionals. It was a community of people who cared about Israel. It was a community of people who cared about a Jewish future.
I've had the pleasure of speaking on more than one occasion to the Birthright alumni community. It's not about religious practice, it's about tradition, it's about peoplehood, and it's about a broader sense of community.
Michael Steinhardt had the vision to understand the significance of this. And while sometimes I regret his reticence and his shy nature, I appreciate very much his vision and his understanding that if we're going to have a next generation of leadership, they have to be educated And one cannot do that just in a 10-day trip or even a longer experience in Israel. You have to continue this process of education.
Also want to thank Michael Steinhardt for all his great support for the organization. I've had an opportunity to see a lot of the alumni, to talk to them, and they remain so engaged in the program that's been so important to many of their lives.
I'm very glad that we are able to partner with your alumni program. Without it, I'm sure that unfortunately some of the Birthright participants could have it as a one-time experience and not continue. But with the wonderful things you're enabling your friends, our friends, to do in New York and other places in the United States, we are witnessing a continuing Birthright experience.
As a non-Jew, I have experienced the benefit of your blessings. You have stood to do what I believe is God's work, and you are giving at the highest level of tzedakah, the highest level of kindness, of chesed. And I think that what you don't understand is that generations yet unborn will experience the benefit of your kindness, of your goodness, of you living your spirit.
I want to take this opportunity, Michael, to salute you and to salute the alumni community. And for all of you to remember that we do have such a thing as a Jewish role model, and it's Michael.